The voices you are about to hear are the voices of myself, Halden365, the chairman CEO, and the other voice will be Chris TDS. Well, we can bullshit about films better than we can write about films. What do you mean you haven't heard of 365Flicks? That website out there that does TV and movie reviews, like the best website out there. Okay, maybe not the best. Just have a look, man. Just go and click on it. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, 365flicks.co.uk. If you do like what you hear, come back for the next episode. Check out what we've got to say, the way we like to verbalise. But this is our first podcast.
I really like the, well, I said this before, the red eyes and the white eyes on Batman.
Especially the Superman one with the red eyes. I'm up for that. But I mean, how are they going to play it?
It could be, you know what we were saying, that it's just cut so that it looks like it's a standoff.
Yeah.
But
I don't believe that footage is going to be in the film. I think there'll be a slight variation of that, but I don't think that. I think they basically said, right, we've got to show something at Comic-Con, and they've just bashed that up.
Aye.
I would love to see it in the film. I just don't know how they're going to do it. The end of Man of Steel, like I know, and I said in one of my posts about my take on Zack Snyder Superman is that he is an asshole. He's an alien. You know, we should be scared of him. All that pish. But how do you go from the end of Man of Steel to him and Batman thrown down?
Well, I mean, it all depends on is it going to open up as a Superman sequel, or is it going to open up as a Batman film, or how, you know, depends how they start the film.
I think it's going to be about both, but like you say, it's got to be one or the other.
I mean, I want it to open up as a Superman film.
I think he deserves.
Batman,
he deserves to.
Yeah, Batman come into it, and you know.
But you watched that video on YouTube earlier where they were like, this fight may be taking place in Gotham or Metropolis. Probably going to be Gotham. Why have Gotham in there?
Well, Metropolis is gone.
Yeah, but as I said to you the other day when I was kind of pitching my thing, like, Lex Luthor is doing all the propaganda shit, and he's all like, you know, we can't trust him, and he needs to rebuild Metropolis, so he brings Bruce Wayne to help him, like, because, you know...
Yeah, I could buy that, like...
I like that, but they're not going to do it, are they? They're not going to do it. They're just going to say, here's Batman, here's Superman, here's Wonder Woman, here's Aquaman, here's Lex,
Well, I like how are they even going to fit in Lex Luthor and all that, the villains? Because presumably there's going to be more than one villain.
Well, this is my big thing now. After watching that trailer this morning, I now believe that the only reason they haven't really said anything about villains, the likes of we've only really heard about Lex, not really heard about anyone else.
No.
I am thinking that's because Superman's going to be the big villain.
So Lex is going to mess with him and sort of start easing him or something.
He's going to like do a mind trick on him and just send him. Just a thought. Probably wrong, but that for me was like.
But they haven't brought kryptonite into that.
Well, it doesn't
universe.
Exist. Yeah. It doesn't exist in Zack's world, does it?
Not yet, anyway.
They've never, and he always did say, I'm sure when he made the first movie, there was going to be no kryptonite.
Right.
Because that was his pet peeve.
That's his pet peeve about Superman.
It was one of them,
Alright.
But it's Zack Snyder, innit? Do what he wants.
I like the Batsuit. I like the Batmobile as well. It's a lot more old school. I'm
waiting to see the Batmobile, like a good image, but I'm buying it so far.
For me, it's a lot more like Tim Burton-y.
It's like...
Because that, for me, is the best Batmobile. Even in the Nolan ones, it's still not as good as the Tim Burton ones.
You could do that. You could have like the Tim Burton ones with like tumbler wheels. I mean, this one looks like it has got some like heavy duty wheels on it.
Doesn't it have like 2 sets of wheels at the back?
Right, just put a set of tumbler wheels on there. Just make it a tank. Just go for it.
Probably taking it too far.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I don't know. The whole Gal Gadot. Even after seeing the picture, I'm not feeling it.
I'm probably feeling it a little bit more than I was, but. Yeah, I still would prefer Christina Hendricks.
I'm 100% sold on that flick. I have been since day one, as you know.
Flick.
As soon as they announced that was like, you know, that was like jizzing pants time. It's Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I think he was given a really, really hard time.
I said to you in the car on the way to see Apes, and it was like, you want to see footage, and it was like, we need to see Batman footage, and I did say to you, no matter what they release, he's gonna get heat. To be perfectly honest, watching that trailer, he's not gonna get heat. Like,
No, he looked amazing.
I think he sold it. He can now do a video and just be like, I'm Ant-Man, you know, and it would work. That's all he needs to do. I'm happy.
What was interesting was the sort of armour.
Yeah, first time he's ever had like a proper chin strap in it. I didn't really get that, but
he doesn't have that in the pictures.
no.
So I thought that was maybe because he was going into battle with Superman.
Yeah, it's
He
like
had extra armour on.
it's like battle armor.
So do you think they will actually have an actual proper fight with the two of them?
They have to. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, but they have to. It's Batman versus Superman. If he turns up and he's all like, "You're really starting to mess with shit on my planet. I'm gonna bust you up." And then Superman's all like, "But really, I'm a good guy." And then Batman's like, "Well, that's cool. Let's form a Justice League." I'm not gonna be happy with that. I'm really not gonna be happy with that. You know, here's my pal Diana Prince, and can she join? Because you know she's a girl. We need a girl on the team. And then like Khal Drogo's gonna come in and be like, "Can I join you? Because I'm sick of talking to dolphins."
So is Khal Drogo going to be in this film as well?
Supposedly he's definitely in it.
You think that maybe there's going to be like a league already existing. Batman and Superman don't know anything about it, and you know Wonder Woman's going to come and go, "Oh, here I got my evidence."
Actually, never thought of that. Yeah, that'd be a good way of doing it.
Good work.
Because then it saves the awkward conversation of, what do we call ourselves? You know, like they could just already be the Justice League. Just like there's only 3 of them. You know, you've got like Wonder Woman, Aquaman. I think is Cyborg a baddie or is Cyborg a goodie?
I think Cyborg is a goodie.
So like he's already in there.
He's in it, isn't he? He's been cast.
Yeah, he's been cast, and he could just be like, you know what, come join our team. And then of course you've got whoever the Rock's going to play.
Some sorcerer fella, isn't it? Harry Potter or something.
That's going to have to be a good guy role.
Oh,
you don't cast the Rock and have him in the Justice League as a baddie, because the Rock
could do.
The Rock's big right now. He's good.
Oh, you have to have a British fella in the role of villain or something like that. And clearly from the trailer of Hercules, he's not even arsed about doing a British accent, so...
No, I don't think he's asked about doing any accent in that film. He's just like, I've got a lion's head on and I'm going to kill you. I don't know anything about Hercules and I really don't want to watch that film.
I'll watch it.
Nah.
I'm not thinking about going to see it at the cinema.
I read the little thing that Alan Moore, he must have been pals with the guy Scott Moore, like not related but pals, and he wrote Hercules.
Right.
And he must have been asking for years because it was obviously in production. He wanted his name taken off it because he thought like where they were going with it was so atrocious he didn't want his name anywhere near it. Well, he died like just before they kind of finished the film, so now his name's all over it. And then
that's cool.
It's like on all the posters, like a Scott Moore movie kind of thing, like based on a Scott Moore's Hercules, and they reckon Alan Moore's going nuts about it and he wants everybody to like boycott the movie, but you know what, The Rock's in it, people's going to watch it.
It'll be on WWE in a few weeks, plugging it.
With the lion's head on. That is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
It is.
You may as well have just been playing the bloody Scorpion King though.
Just a slightly better version. I'm good with The Rock though. Like, yeah, like when he first started out and he was in that like Doom.
I actually quite like that.
I like Doom, but I like Carl Urban in Doom. I didn't like The Rock.
Yeah.
He kept doing like really crappy hit and miss films like Scorpion King.
I didn't mind the first Scorpion King, but that was mostly because of the villain in it. Because at one point he has double-bladed, double swords that are on fire and stuff, and that was awesome. But it wasn't good.
I think I actually just fell asleep and I never bothered rewatching it. I'm sure it's on like ITV2 every couple of weeks, and I'm just like, no, I'm not interested. It's like The Mummy. I've never actually watched The Mummy.
The Brendan Fraser one?
Any of them? Never watched any of them.
First one's good. The first one's really good.
I see it when
it's
on TV, but I just...
The second one's got the curse of the kid actor though, because he's really bloody annoying.
Is he just short round?
Yeah.
Just like...
But he's like Rick and Evie's son, and he can't decide if he's American or English.
Well, clearly if that's the case, he's American, because they can't do English accents.
Who can't?
Americans.
There must be some American fella who can do an English accent.
No.
No?
We Can Do That is pretty shit hot, but I'm sure if you look hard enough, you'll find one. But it's a bad thing when Helena Bonham Carter can't even do an English accent, you know? Because let's face it, she can't. She is English, so she does do a pretty piss-poor English accent.
Yeah, the Cockney and Sweeney Todd was quite bad.
Yeah, but that was Burton. Burton was like, I know you're from London, but let's just ham it up a little bit. Let's just make it sound like you're from California.
You're not happy with Wonder Woman then?
Not at all.
I still maintain, from what I've said from the beginning as well, is Christina Hendricks.
See, I'm not big on that. She's got the build. I don't think she could carry it though.
Oh, she's she's a good actor.
What's she done up until now though? Like Mad Men.
Mad Men and Drive. That's all.
What's Drive? Oh, no. Don't even get me started on Drive. I've said from the word go that it should have been the bird from Thor.
Yeah, aye.
But then again, you can't really jump ship halfway through the phases, so that wasn't going to happen.
She might be in Thor 3 or something, innit?
Yeah, it should be in Thor 3. And the other one for me was that bird out of Suits, but you don't watch Suits.
I haven't seen that.
Because I also think Gabriel Macht from Suits should have played Batman.
I don't know who that is either.
But he's good, he's awesome. He'd have been a fantastic Bruce Wayne. Batman, probably a bit too thin, but then that's the problem with Gal Gadot.
The picture of her, I am sort of warming up to it from the picture. You know, the suit looks quite cool. And
suit looks good, I'll give her that. The suit looks good.
But she still looks too fucking gangly.
She's just too thin.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to either A, bulk up, or B, just let somebody else do it. Just get out of it.
I think it's too late now.
Well, you say it's too late. Edgar Wright was just about ready to start shooting Ant-Man, so...
Yeah, but he's only a director.
Yeah, and she's only an actress. A pretty piss-poor actress. What's she done up until now?
I've never actually seen her in anything, so...
You don't like the Fast and Furious movies?
Not really, no.
That's all I've ever seen her in. She was in, like, Fast 5 and 6.
I've seen the first 2 Fast and Furious films, and I tried to watch Fast 5, and then they had a sports car knock over a bus in the opening scene, so I kind of thought, oh, you know what, I can't be arsed with that shit.
What's the problem with that?
It bollocks.
It's Fast and Furious. It could be done.
There's a limit.
No, there's no limit.
There is.
It could actually be done.
Pish. Go into Mythbusters and see if they can do it then.
What about this Avengers?
Well, I want to see the footage.
Yeah, like I said, I read the review of the footage, and it sounds like it's going to be pretty awesome.
Oh, no doubt of that.
It does sound pretty awesome. I mean, like you say, until we see something.
Yeah, I can understand why they don't let people see the footage for a couple of days, but...
It's Marvel.
Well, no, it's Comic-Con, isn't it?
Yeah.
For all the people who've worked out to pay for the tickets.
But then, like, it's supposedly, like, it's that famous hall, it's Hall H, it's, like, that big hall, and, like, DC done their little bit on before them. So why is DC splashing their shit all over the place?
Well, mind, it's only a crappy camera phone.
Yeah, but why not let somebody with a camera phone do a bit of Avengers? There'll be somebody in that hall who recorded it.
I don't bloody know. Phone them and ask them.
Like somebody, like when they're checking them at the door and they're like, "Do you have any phones on you?" Like somebody's went in with like phone hidden up his ass, and he recorded that footage for the likes of me and you. We will get it though. We will get it soon.
It's not often that long really.
No.
Before it starts to come out.
I like the idea though. Empire done like a review and they said there's like a scene where they're all in the Avengers Tower and they're all like. It's like after the battle. You know, you've seen that picture with them all standing around. It's like after some sort of battle.
Right.
I don't think it's the Avengers battle, but it's like after a battle. They're all like having a few beers together, and Thor's hammer's like in the middle of the room on the table.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And they're all trying to lift it, and Thor's just laughing at them because like even like Iron Man with the suit can't lift it up, and Captain America like manages to wobble it a little bit. I was like sitting reading that and I'm like, yeah, that's proper like reading. Just like, yeah, just make a joke of the fact that they're all like proper superheroes and nobody can lift this hammer. Like, I like that. It's like sword and stone type shit.
Yeah.
You'd imagine the Hulk could do it.
But he tried to in the first movie and couldn't.
He did, yes. Could he do it as the Hulk or was he the Hulk when he tried?
He was the Hulk when he tried. Mind, because it was in the hangar and he kind of had the hammer thrown at him.
Mm-hmm.
And he sort of got knocked down and he was holding it in his hand and he was pulling it and...
I read that and I had a little chuckle at myself, I'm not going to lie. Like, I thought that sounds good. And then it was like, shots of Scarlet Witch. I mean, I'm not really bothered about Scarlet Witch.
Well, I don't really know anything about Scarlet Witch or the other one. Was it Quicksilver?
Quicksilver, I'm looking forward to seeing because I watched X-Men Days of Futures Past
Is he in that, is he?
And I'm the same as you. I don't know anything about Quicksilver, but he was in Days of Future Past, and it's not the same Quicksilver. It's like a different version of Quicksilver, but it's the same character,
Right.
essentially. Just somebody else playing him, and I'm quite interested to see what they do because he was pimp. Apart from Dinklage, he was the only good thing in Future Past.
Is the character basically just like Marvel's version of the Flash?
Yeah, he's just like super quick. Like in Future Past, they did it really well, and you have like that scene that's in the trailer when they go into the room and there's all those guards there, and he kind of like he puts the headphones on and he's listening to like some really like 80s music, like 70s music even, and it comes on and runs up the side of the walls, and he's got his shades on, and he starts like poking them in the cheek, and then he moves one of their hands up like that, and he like throws the gun away and throws the bullets away and all that, and then like just moves things around, and then he like gets behind them, and then it all starts again, and of course that guy punches himself in the face so hard that he like flips over, and then the guy who's been like poked in the chin's just like, you know, deformed or whatever.
Was that a trailer?
It was in the trailer, not the whole scene, obviously, because it's a big scene, you know. But if that's the case, Marvel's now moving in another direction because he's a mutant in X-Men.
Right.
I'm assuming in Avengers too, we're now going into mutant territory.
Well, that would be new, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because
they haven't really
there's
dealt
not
with
anything like that.
Not yet. So that's what I'm kind of wondering. But I mean, we're moving into like, was it? He's a robot. Was he? He's a robot of some
Is it
sort.
a robot, aye?
You're doing robots. You might as well throw some mutants in there.
Well, we're going to have bloody talking raccoons eventually, and
Talking raccoons. That movie's going to be awesome. All right. Just let it go. And you know what it is? They wouldn't already have set a date for the second movie if it wasn't going to be awesome.
yeah, but I just don't. I'm not feeling it at all.
How not though?
Even from the trailer we saw, I don't know.
You are a full-on Whedon whore,
I know, bloody am.
right? And it looks like a Joss Whedon movie, but it looks like one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait.
It does look like it's going to look amazing. You know, the space battles and stuff. But I don't know what it is. I just really can't get excited about it.
I think you're going to sit and watch it and be like, why have I not been waiting for this movie my whole life? It's basically Star Wars for now.
I think that's part of it because Chris Pratt kind of looks a bit like Han Solo.
Yeah,
and
very much. But he's Star-Lord, so it'll be okay. He's not even called Han Solo. Be fine.
He's not called Han Solo.
No, he's called Star-Lord or Peter Quill or something like that.
Bloody Star.
But I mean, if Avengers 2 is going there, which I have to assume it is.
I would hope eventually either Disney buys the rights from Fox or the Spider-Man rights from Sony, and they have one big fuck-off movie with all of Marvel, like that Civil War.
Could you imagine that?
The Civil War story could be one hell of a movie.
That would be more than one movie, though. That would.
Oh, aye.
It would have to be like
What's
a
a
trilogy.
big book? So
It would have to be.
that would be absolutely amazing.
Could you imagine if they did that though? Like what we in now? 2014.
Yeah.
2024. 2030. It would be a long time in the future. You imagine Marvel do that? I mean,
Why not? I mean, just fucking do it.
there would be nothing bigger than that. People would be talking all that
It's
for
a really good
years.
story.
And what's this Marvel DC thing? I keep hearing about the brands is crossing over for a movie, but they don't know.
Nah.
There's a lot of buzz about it. Like a lot of like people keep mentioning it, and I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is. But it's like Marvel DC.
Can't see that, like.
I can't see it. I've no idea what it'll be, but Christ, it'd be interesting. I don't know. What would you do?
Batman getting his ass kicked by Spider-Man.
Batman would never get his ass kicked by Spider-Man.
would.
Spider-Man shit. See, they're already talking about that now. Apparently, it's not going to go as far as they hope.
Yeah, well, they were going to be doing Spider-Man 3 in 2016, but now it's not. It's the Sinister Six. They brought that forward, and then I think they're doing a Venom film, then Spider-Man 3.
Because Venom is one of the guys that wrote Star Trek in it. Kurtzman or Orch.
I think it's Orchie, is it? Orchie?
Aye.
Something like that.
One of them's doing Star Trek 3 and
the other one is, might have said he's going to Universal. Which I'm actually, I could quite fancy seeing those. Like, you know, Dracula and Wolfman and Frankenstein.
But they did a Wolfman movie a couple of years back with that Benicio del Toro, and it was
alright.
It wasn't. It was terrible.
It was alright. That shut the hell up.
What was good about it? It was like 2.5 hours long, and it was crap. And I just wanted to see Benicio del Toro would be like do that scene from Usual Suspects, like when they're in the lineup, and he's like, "Give me the key, you cocksucker." What the fuck? No, I just want to see it. It's literally one of my favourite scenes that Benicio del Toro has ever done. You know, when Baldwin does the he's like, "Give me the keys, you motherfucker!" You know, he does like that whole, he gets into it. And then Benicio's like, "Give me the key." It's a fucking brilliant Bryan Singer movie as well.
Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't know that.
What?
I rewatched that.
You didn't know it's not.
I didn't know it was Bryan Singer.
It's not typically a Bryan Singer movie, is it? But the other guy, the writer, that Christopher McQuarrie, the fuck happened to him? He's like
From Wolfman.
No, that wrote Usual Suspects.
Oh.
He's like, he writes something as pimp as that, and people just slam every movie he makes now.
Right.
I can't remember the last one he did. He done that Way of the Gun a few years back with Ryan Felipe and Benicio del Toro. It's a good film, but it got slammed because of some inquiry.
Kind of think of hearing of that, to be honest.
It's a good film. I'm really looking forward to Star Trek 3.
When the hell do you think we're going to see that then? Not set a date, have they?
I don't think they've not set a date. I think they've only just kind of confirmed who's directing it, and I think even that's up in the air. Probably because, like you say, that he's doing those monster movies as well. So if he's confirmed he's doing them, I'm sure he confirmed Star Trek 3. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, so like Dan and Geek and all that, he's not as solid as he thought. But to be honest, I just want JJ. You know what? I could wait because JJ's only doing one Star Wars movie now, isn't he?
Yeah.
So I could wait.
Excited about that.
I could wait for a Star Wars movie and then get the next Star Trek.
No, I want Star Wars Episode 7 before anything else.
Yeah, that's what I mean though. Like, get Episode 7 done and then come back and do Star Trek 3.
Well, they're talking about a Star Wars movie every year, aren't they? Which I'm not convinced about that. Unless they do a Darth Vader spin-off, I think that could be bloody brilliant.
Not being funny, right? Where do you go with the Darth Vader spin-off?
Darth Vader hunting down Jedi.
Eh?
Darth Vader hunting down Jedi between episodes 3 and 4.
Nah.
Yeah.
But then that's like a pre-sequel.
Yeah, but standalone movie, so it doesn't matter.
Nah.
You're wrong.
I suppose you're right, you could do that, and it cuts out the annoying whiny ass bitch, like, at the start of the movies, and you just go straight to, like, no, and then carry on from there.
Well, yeah, I mean, because at the end of episode 3, they were building the Death Star and all that, but there must be some Jedi who survived, so have Darth Vader and go and bloody kill the hell out of them? Yeah. What would you like to see for the spin-offs?
For the spin-offs, I'd like to see a Darth Maul spin-off. I would love to see a Darth Maul spin-off.
Meh.
Purely because I thought he was the best thing about episode 1. The only good thing about episode 1. In fact, he wasn't actually that good because episode 1 was terrible. So, you know, there's nothing good about episode 1. So Darth Maul's off the table. I don't know, like, I'm not keen on spin-offs. I don't mind a spin-off, like, you know, when you do the X-Men and then you get X-Men Origins, which was crap, but, like, I see what they're doing there, and then the Amazing Spider-Man, you're going to get a Venom spin-off. I like the sound of that.
But, you see, the thing is, how the hell are they going to do that? Is Spider-Man not going to be in the movies?
No idea.
You still have to have Spidey in the films,
But why?
because it's villains who battle against Spider-Man?
Well, maybe the Venom spin-off is just going to be the battle with Spider-Man told from Venom's point of view, or, I don't know, like, I don't know.
And same with Sinister Six, I mean, you can't have...
Sinister Six it's going to be a Spider-Man movie. It is.
Yeah.
It's just going to have them all in it. But I mean, if Sony's not careful, they could really destroy this. Which is when Marvel come in and say, you know what, we'll pick up the pieces.
I would like to see the rights go back to Marvel and not to Disney.
It's not going to happen for a while, though. Not going to happen.
Well, not... I mean, unless it all goes really, really, really badly tits up.
Same as X-Men. They ain't getting that off Fox. Fox will keep churning out X-Men movies like there's no tomorrow, and they'll keep fucking them up. Days of Future Past, there's some really good stuff in there, but it's not brilliant. It's not good.
Well, I mean, I've never, other than pretty much X-Men 2, there's not really been an absolutely fantastic X-Men movie.
No. I see they're, supposedly they're quite close to a Deadpool spin-off now.
Right.
So Ryan Reynolds will be happy.
With him as
I think so,
Deadpool,
But I was watching this guy on YouTube and he was like kinda, I don't know how official it is, but he was saying that apparently Deadpool's like back on with a script that's supposedly going to include, like, you know what, did you ever play the Deadpool game? In the Deadpool game, Deadpool's like, he knows he's in a game and he talks to you, like he talks to the player and he knows he's in the game.
Right. I read that it was funny as hell, like.
I've not played a lot of it, but it is funny. But like the main premise is that he knows it's a game. It's weird to explain, like, he's talking to you, and he's getting you to do things, and then you're not doing things, you're getting him to do things, and he's just really cheeky and wisecracky. Supposedly the premise for the movie that may or may not get made, don't take my word for it, but supposedly the premise is that he's Deadpool in a movie where he knows there's a movie getting made about him, and he's not happy about it or something like that, and really I'm just sitting there like...
bloody James Silent Bob.
Yeah, I was kind of sat...
That really doesn't sound good.
I was sat there listening to it, and I'm like, you get movies that kind of break the fourth wall and they talk to you, and they have, like, that moment with you. Like, I like some
like
movies...
Mrs. Brown's Boys.
I'm not even going to talk about Mrs. Brown's Boys. I'm going to go with Blazing Saddles. Jay and Silent Bob, they reference you quite a bit. Now, when they go... When he's with Ben Affleck and he's like, a Jay and Silent Bob movie, who'd want to see that? And then they all turn on and look at the camera, and they're like, ding! Yeah, like, I like some of that, but this sounds like it's just going to be Ryan Reynolds walking around a movie set as Deadpool, making a movie about Deadpool.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes Green Lantern look fucking awesome. At least nobody could ever take the piss out of Green Lantern anymore.
Yeah. Well, no. There'll always be people who take the piss out of Green Lantern.
See, I quite like Green Lantern.
No, you didn't.
I'm part of the minority.
You can't be serious.
Didn't have a problem with it. It was over the top, hammy, cheesy.
Sounds like you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Like when he first does that thing when the guys are in the parking lot, fair enough. When you first discover your powers, you don't want it to be against a bunch of rednecks. But when he first does that thing with the ring and like punches them with a huge fist, I was cool. I was like, yeah, okay with that.
Dear me. No, not.
I'm quite looking forward to the next X-Men. Like, I want to see
Oblivion or
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, right?
I want to see where they go with that. But again, never a massive X-Men fan anyway. So whereas you've got the fanboys who sit and watch it and they're like, it's not right. I just sit there and wonder why Wolverine's the main character.
Well, because it's Hugh Jackman.
That's it. That
is it.
That is literally it. Because they say that in the Future Past novels, it's not even him that goes back in time. It's like Kitty Pryde or something. She must go back in time.
Because that's her power or something, isn't it?
Yeah. But obviously in Bryan Singer's universe, with Hugh Jackman being, the big Oscar winner that he is, he's like, yeah, we're going to send Hugh Jackman back. Ellen Page, nowhere near famous enough. Plus it would have been pretty crap if he sent her back. What's she going to do? Just, there was a lot about that movie. Like, there's this whole scene where Magneto, he levitates a baseball stadium. Not the whole baseball stadium, like the outer rim of the baseball stadium. Lifts it from its foundations, floats with it across Washington DC to the White House. That looks pretty cool, but I have no idea why he did it, because it had no reference, it had no relevance to anything that happened. He just did it because it was cool, and he probably wasted more time than he would have just gone to try and kill Xavier.
I will see it, but...
Dinklage is cool, but he's not in it much.
He's not in it much?
No.
That was really the only reason I wanted to see it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, when your Game of Thrones is not on, you've got to fill your time somehow. There's not really much else coming though. Personally, I think Comic-Con's been a bit quiet this year.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wasn't expecting the thing about King Kong, but I wasn't really arsed, to be honest. I wasn't thinking, you know what, I really need a King Kong movie. I wasn't expecting any Batman Superman footage, to be honest. It's 2 bloody years away. Avengers, I was expecting a trailer for Avengers, because it's next year, but fucking 2 years away.
All that means is we're going to get more next year. And it'll be the tiniest little glimpse again. Yeah. Do you think, though, with it being 2 years away, by the time it comes out, we're going to know everything?
Maybe.
Because the way things are now, everything gets leaked. We'll probably have read the script by the time it comes.
Would you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time. I went and tried to find on that website. Is it Gawker or something like that? They spill a lot of things. Like they leak a lot of stuff.
Right.
And they, the Tarantino script.
They took the hissy fit over.
For the Crazy 8. They leaked that. Was it Crazy 8? Whatever it was called. They released that. And he's now saying that that's not the actual script, but it was. It clearly was.
He's making it again now.
Aye. But I read like a good chunk of that. Yeah. Be alright. I mean, I think reading a Tarantino script and watching a Tarantino movie is 2 complete different things. Back in my earlier days, I read the Pulp Fiction script, and like if you read that and then watched the movie, you wouldn't get that.
Yeah, reading it actually without seeing what he's telling us, it must be a bit shit.
It is. It was the same as Dogma. Kevin Smith released that script on the internet about a year before the movie was even getting made.
Right.
Or something like that. It might not be in a year. I remember reading that and just thinking, what is this? And then you watch the film and Ben Affleck makes it work, so...
Matt Damon as well.
Matt
Give
Damon.
props to Matt Damon.
Damon's alright, but he's not Affleck. Question is, if that movie's 2 years away, what's Ben Affleck going to direct in the meantime? Been some time since Argo. Needs to get his Oscars again.
In case it flops.
That'd be pretty cool though, if like he directed something next year, got the Oscar, you know, a DC superhero movie, it could be like Oscar winner. Something Marvel haven't got. Sam Jack won an Oscar? Don't think he has,
No,
has
I
he?
don't think he has.
None of the rest of them's got the chops. Only Junior.
Anthony Hopkins.
What's he got an Oscar for?
He's got a couple, hasn't he? Did you get for Nixon?
No idea. Who did he play? What? Have you seen the trailer for the new Walking Dead?
Nah.
You haven't, have you? Not? Brilliant.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I want to watch the trailer, to be honest. Because it's just going to get me excited and then it's going to suck.
That was just the last series that did that.
He got Best Actor for Hannibal Lecter.
Really? No,
Fuck off!
No, don't get me wrong. Brilliant film, brilliant performance, but it's not the kind of film you go around giving Oscars on.
Well, it is, apparently. Jodie Foster got nominated for Best Actress.
Really? Jesus. But then again, you know, nowadays they just give Oscars to anyone. You know, it's all politics now.
It is.
You know, it's like you make a biographical movie and guess what? You've won the Oscar. Bill Lewis did pretty much deserve that one.
For Lincoln?
For Lincoln.
Oh, aye.
He did deserve it.
He's had a dozen Golden Globe Awards and stuff.
Golden Globes, wasn't he?
Oh, he didn't win it for Nixon.
So who was
He
he
was
in Nixon?
nominated for Nixon, but he didn't win it.
I've never seen that.
Oh, it's good. Nixon is good. I think he's only won one Best Actor award, but he's won loads of BAFTAs and...
BAFTAs ain't nothing though.
Wait.
So what else was there at Comic-Con?
Let's see. Let's have a look.
I know they've done the big King Kong thing, but what's that? Is that like, what are they doing with that?
It's back to Skull Island. I can't really remember how the Peter Jackson... I assume it's going to be in the same universe as the Peter Jackson one.
So is it like a sequel, or are they rebooting it all?
I think it's a sequel.
No, they could do. They could because Godzilla was a big pile of crap, so they could just get Godzilla and King Kong together and...
No, they're thinking a sequel for Godzilla.
No way.
They have.
No way.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Godzilla? No.
Utterly terrible.
No. After reading your review, I desire to see it, to be honest.
I actually sat there and watched Godzilla and thought, wow, Pacific Rim was good. That's literally good.
But the fact that they kill off Bryan Cranston...
Yeah.
That's...
You remember all the trailers, like he was the only thing in the trailer.
Being all acty and awesome. And they kill him off.
I think it's like 40 minutes into the movie. Bryan Cranston, who, as we now know, is he's a brilliant actor. Like, he wasn't always the guy that you kind of thought of. But we know now he's awesome, you know? He hands the movie over to Kick-Ass, who we know is a crap actor. Kick-Ass was alright, but what has Aaron Taylor-Johnson done?
Yeah, to be in a big movie like that.
Taken over.
But then, I mean, in bloody Pacific Rim, the lead was that the fella from... Oh, Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, but he's cool though.
He was crap.
He's actually quite a good actor.
He was fucking awful in that. But again, it might be because the movie was awful.
But you have to let him off because he's a Geordie.
I don't have to do any such thing.
I like him. I like him quite a lot. He was amazing. Green Street.
Is that the one with Frodo?
Yeah.
I didn't mind that. It's not as good as Football Factory. But let me read this about Skull Island. Well, there's been footage of it actually.
What?
There's been footage of it.
Also, has that been a big surprise? It's like, oh, guess what? We've been working on fucking King Kong.
The footage began on the ocean with crashing waves and crazy storms.
So it's not like footage.
Suddenly we see a giant ape, King Kong himself, emerge and roar to the camera. The title then came up on the screen.
Godzilla 2, featuring King Kong.
So it doesn't say anything about whether it's a prequel or anything, but yeah, or when it's going to be out. But they've got footage of it. But
I'm not buying that one at all. I think that's a bad idea.
The Peter Jackson film was alright. I mean, really buy Jack Black as the leading man, to be honest.
Yeah, he's not your typical leading man, is he?
He pulled it off in School of Rock, but
yeah,
it's
but
a different film.
That wasn't like a leading man that you could believe could pull a woman, you know? It was Jack
Plus
Black.
it had what's his bloody name? Adrian Brody in it. I really don't like him at all. I cannot get away with him.
What did I watch with him in it not long ago? And I did actually really like it. The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah.
Wes Anderson. I love a good Wes Anderson movie. Like, he makes good film. Bit quirky, bit stupid. Adrian Brody was in that. He was alright in that. You're in a movie with Ralph Fiennes putting in just one of those performances you'll never forget.
Yeah.
I mean, when Ralph Fiennes is on his game, he's on his game. And then you got the likes of Bill Murray kicking in there with some good little bits. Tilda Swinton, you know, it was a good little cast.
Yeah.
A really good little cast. And then Jason Schwartzman, I just think he's brilliant. He was the Evil X in Scott Pilgrim. Like the main
Which
one.
one?
The main one with the giggles. Gideon.
Oh, aye, right, okay, yeah.
He's good. Is it bad that I have to go to a Scott Pilgrim reference to get that?
Oh, it's alright.
And what was this? You was on about Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah, I read that. He's strongly rumoured to be playing Doctor Strange.
Who's Doctor Strange though? Is that the one from
That's
Batman?
Marvel.
Oh, Marvel?
Yeah.
So
it's
he's...
like a sort of weird, like, you can like see the future.
And that's the one they referenced in Cap 2.
What, the Rebels in Cap 2.
Yeah, they referenced them.
So he's apparently rumoured to be playing him. But Cumberbatch was also rumoured.
See, is that another thing? Like, Cumberbatch is pretty much rumoured to play everything right now. You know, like, that man's going to have a seriously busy calendar. Because,
well, so that I want the bloody new series of Sherlock.
if he was in everything they said he was going to be in. They've confirmed a new series of Sherlock, though.
They're doing a special next 2015.
I thought it was this Christmas.
No, Christmas 2015, and then Series 4 after that. Probably like 3 years after that.
Plenty of time to finish his other work then.
Martin Freeman's a busy man as well, though.
What's he making? I know he's the Hobbit, isn't he? But
The last film comes out in December. That's obviously already filmed. But
I wasn't big on the second one.
Well, you weren't big on the first one, mate.
The first one didn't faze me. Yeah, like I quite liked it. I was like, yeah, a lot better than Lord of the Rings because I didn't like any of them.
I know you didn't.
Not at all. But then like the Hobbit ones came out. And I'm like, yeah, I quite like the dwarves. I quite like when they was all in front of the fire and they was doing that. Don't know what that tune is.
It's a bit more downbeat than that.
You know what I mean, though. Aye. And then the second one, if you took out that whole Rivertown segment,
I like that.
no, it pissed me right off. Like it just, I know it got you to the end. Now sometimes they just throw stuff in there. They didn't see much point in it. Did you ever watch Apocalypse Now, the redo, when they have the French plantation scene? Which, if you're into your Vietnam politics and all that pish, probably an amazing scene. But for me, I was just kind of like, is this scene here purely so Martin Sheen can get his beak wet? Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. Rivertown, although it got you to the mountain, and it kind of made sense because you had that dude there with the arrow.
In the final film, I'm guessing that's going to be where the big battle takes place.
How can it?
Although it's called Battle of Five Armies, so I don't know quite what's going to happen. I don't know what the story is. So.
Do you think it'll start with like somebody blowing that muckle horn? Then it'll go across the mountains again. You know how Peter Jackson wasted about half an hour of movie time just by going, oh, we'll just go here and here and here. Do you know what I mean, though?
I fucking love that bit.
And they light the fires and they ring the bells.
That was cool.
That was just Peter Jackson's way of wasting time. He'd already made a 3-hour movie. He had to waste time like that. I'm sorry, like, terrible.
Yeah, it was showing how they call for aid. Bloody whiny bitch.
You know I'm a whiny bitch, but when it comes to those Lord of the Rings movies, you had that whole thing in the third one when, what's his name?
Viggo Mortensen.
That one. He went to get the Army of the Dead, and I'm thinking, oh, this will be cool. Then the boats pull up, and the big battle's happening. Then a fart cloud comes over the boat, and it was a green fart cloud. It wasn't... The Army of the Dead had so much potential, and then it was a fart cloud. In the days of CGI, that could have been cool.
I thought it was cool.
What, the fart cloud?
Yeah.
A cloud of methane gas, just...
It looked amazing.
It looked terrible.
It bloody did not.
You know fine well, though, that original trilogy was pants, but he's making up good ground with the Hobbits. I'll give him that. I'll give him that, because the dwarfs are cool. And that barrel roll scene, somebody did tell me about that before I went into it, and I thought, that sounds like the worst thing you could put on screen ever. And then it happened, and I was like, wow. Like, it flowed. It was just a brilliant scene.
I was. Did you see it in 3D?
I did, It was just really, really good. And even Orlando Bloom looked pretty pimp in that scene.
Yeah. Even though you're not actually supposed to be in the story.
Yeah, but that's only for the people who like Lord of the Rings, and I don't like Lord of the Rings, so... But, like, did you have a problem with Evangeline Lilly being all, like, giving eyes over a dwarf? Did that bother you? No. I'm sure that... Was that in the story? Was that in the book?
I don't know.
Can't have been, because it was crap.
I don't think so, but... It's been that long since I've read the book, I can't really remember.
It
Didn't really need it because she was supposed to be in love with Legolas, wasn't she?
Yeah, but in the book he didn't even exist. It makes sense though, because if you're going to go back and be like in that crappy wood with Legolas's dad, of course Legolas is going to be there. The whiny prince. I think I've just talked myself all like in the
I see, it sounds like you really, really enjoyed it, aye?
But then you get to the end, Smaug wakes up, and it's all Benedict Cumberbatchy, and I was just sat there like, yeah.
Although it wasn't as good as the scene with Frodo and Gollum in the movie before.
Oh, you know what? I didn't like any of the Hobbit movies. They are both terrible as well, because that scene with Gollum was utterly ridiculous.
But sometimes you think, does he actually like anything? Because she's such a complaining arsehole.
I like my Star Trek films. They're good. I like 2 out of the 6 Star Wars films.
2 out of the 6?
2 out of the 6.
Figure that out there.
I'll stretch for 3.
Which 3?
Empire, obviously. Hey, that's number 1. I quite liked Revenge of the Sith until he did that. Oh, and then they totally gave it up.
Yeah, I did Machete Order. Oh, because I did a thing at 365.
Yeah.
Not that long ago. And I have to say, Revenge of the Sith, it's alright. It's good. It is good.
You take out the pish at the start, and it's a good film. It's a good film. And then you take out Grievous being like all fucked up. Cause
I wanted him to be really, really kick-ass.
I remember watching like everything that comes along when the new films are coming out, and I remember watching so many things with like Lucas being all like, "Oh, Grievous is amazing. Grievous, he's like this badass Jedi killer," and then he comes on screen and he's got like bronchitis, and I was just like,
But the thing that gets me, right, is when he goes to Obi-Wan Kenobi, I've been training the Jedi arts. Well, no, you've been trained to spin a fucking lightsaber.
that's a Jedi art. Maul done it pretty well.
Midi-chlorians and all that.
Yeah, the Hobbit films.
Oh, I'll have to do a cinema trip and just go back.
But if I'm totally honest, I just kind of want to see Smaug just decimate everything. Because it looked as well like you had that huge cavern, you had that massive mountain thing, and it was like this huge dragon that actually looked like a good dragon. Like, it didn't look stupid. Like back in the days of Dragonheart, with like Sean Connery.
Oh, God.
Like, that was a ridiculous looking dragon. And then you look at Game of Thrones, and they're pretty good looking dragons.
Yeah, until she fucking locked them up.
Yeah.
So do you think that the one who's still out there is going to rescue the other 2? Or do you think it's just time to just say, right, okay, that's enough for Khaleesi for now?
You know how that guy said to Bran?
You will fly.
I think he's gonna do that thing.
I thought it was to do with the crows, to be honest.
See, everybody's saying that, and I totally agree with that. Because it's always been about the crow. He's been after the 3-eyed crow, or the 1-eyed crow, or whatever. He's been trying to get there. So I see why you're saying that. I just think Bran's destined for something else. And I think he's going to take that dragon. Because you know how he had that vision. This is my whole theory on that. You saw what I assume was King's Landing. You saw
And the dragon flying over it.
Well, you saw the shadow of the dragon. Well, it was like a bird's eye view of the shadow.
Yeah.
My theory on that is Bran saw that because he is the dragon at that point. That's kind of been mine for a while, but I'm probably miles off, and George R. Martin's just going to piss me off anyway. Probably kill Bran in the next series.
I don't actually think it's like a whole book in the next series. From what I've read, the book number 5, book 5, is like the least favourite, and there's not a great deal happens in it. So they're going to be borrowing stuff from
the next one.
Well, I don't think he's not finished writing book 6 yet, is he?
Well, supposedly there was a lot in the last book that they didn't do.
So they're going to borrow stuff from the previous book and put it in this one, and all choppy changey.
So you might get that that one that everybody's crying out for.
The Lady Stoneheart.
I don't want to see that. They didn't set it up, so why bother?
Yeah.
Because supposedly in the book, when she gets like throat cut, it's like a maester or something like that, and he comes over and he's the one that zombifies her.
Right.
So they didn't do that in the show, so you can't bring her back.
Too late now.
And to be honest, it sounds shit. The Lannisters in the next series, they're not even going to be that big. They can't be.
Because Tywin's dead, isn't he? So
Joffrey's dead. The dad's dead. You know what? It's going to be Jaime and Cersei just ruling King's Landing. Bloody.
Jaime's like a sort of good guy now, isn't he? Kind of thing.
Well, he's gone all good, eh? And I like him as a good guy, so I would like him to stay as a good guy. I don't want him just to turn his back in the next series and be like, fuck everyone.
How did it end up turning him? Oh no, he escaped, didn't he? Yeah, that's right.
But I'd like to see it's going to be a lot of Dawn.
Yeah.
In Bravos. they're going to be big things in the next series. Has to be. I mean, we had that little glimpse of the Bank of Bravos. So we're gonna. That's kind of where Arya's going. You know, I don't know where Tyrion's going. I'm assuming he's going there.
Hopefully he's going there, right?
So I mean, she might bump into him there. I'm hoping she's going to meet up with what was that guy's name? That Jacaviran or
that like assassin fella.
Yeah, I'm hoping she's going to meet him there. Obviously with a different face.
Well, she cashed in her coin, didn't she? So
yeah.
Maybe that. I don't know.
I'm hoping she'll meet him there. To be honest, King's Landing can just go to hell for me now. I'm kind of sick of King's Landing.
Yeah, it's been pretty sort of heavy on the, all the bloody corruption and then yeah.
And I want to know what Littlefinger's game is. Because he's obviously been behind everything.
Yeah.
So far.
Well, what I do want to see is Sansa being a bit more sort of evil.
Anything.
Yeah, stop fucking crying all the time.
Yeah.
Do something.
So what, your whole family's dead, do something about it, It's kind of like Arya's trying to learn a trade so she can kill all the people on her list. Sansa's just greeting. And Arya's saying
playing the little girl. So I'd quite like to see her just do anything.
Well, she kind of did that Black Queen sort of thing, didn't she? When she came downstairs and she had that proper sexy black dress on.
Was that in the veil?
And that was the last time we saw her.
Yeah.
And I liked that. I was like, might be going somewhere here. But you just don't know Game of Thrones. Kind of the whole thing at Castle Black. I'm not really into Castle Black. I don't like Jon Snow as a character. No, never have. I've never liked him.
Well, Jon Snow is sort of your kind of like your generic good guy, isn't he? He's not.
Exactly. I see a death for him in the next series. His character's kind of with her dying. His character's not got much left. So I see him going.
I think the only thing they could have done is have him help Bran or something.
And he kept nearly bumping into him. Bran's just like, no, I'm going to go and be a dragon. Tell him he's going to be a dragon. That Khaleesi completely lost interest.
Yeah.
Completely. But
as soon as she locked up the dragons, thought, you know what, fuck her off.
To be honest, for me it was before that.
Give Jo another life.
He was the one thing keeping me interested in her story. And you never really got to see how badass he can be.
Yeah.
Got a feeling we're going to know them.
I think he'll be back. He'll have to be.
He'll be back, but I don't think he's going to be back with her. I think he'll go back and try and cash in his checks, because they owe him money now, don't they? It's saying he's a free man. I think he'll go back, try and cash in his chips. I don't know, maybe join they just
Night Watch.
Not the Night Watch, now they'll defend anyone for a price.
Oh, the sellswords.
Yeah, I think it'll be that. Yeah. Be one of them. He'll join them, sort of thing.
I hope they don't write out Jerome Flynn.
Can't write him out yet. No way.
So just even when he threw Tyrion under the bus because he was getting a castle, I thought that was awesome.
It's just Bronn. It's ultimate Bronn. He's an ass. He's a sellsword, but I like that. That whole series, if they just mashed up the Tyrion, Jaime, Bronn, Oberyn, kind of all those little, just mashed all that into one episode. That's a fucking brilliant episode. They'd probably win about 10 Emmys for that episode.
Dinklage has been nominated, isn't he?
Definitely has to be. He
deserves it for that.
He didn't have a bad scene in that. I mean, even the courtroom scene, that was just the best part.
Oh, aye. The
best part of the whole series.
I don't know, the bit where he's strangling, what was her name? The whore?
Shay.
Yes. Where he's got a close-up on his face while he was pulling down on the rope. I love that. The look on his face there. That was awesome. I
had no sense of how gutted he was to be doing that. Because a lot of people were like, it must have taken a lot for him to do that. She betrayed him. She deserved it. Nah, I'm cool with him killing her.
Oh, it was cool with him killing her.
Plus, she was a crap character anyway. I'm looking forward to the Hound, though. He can't be dead. I'm not buying it.
I don't know.
You don't kill off the Hound.
What else are they going to do? Sansa's... Arya is gone. And the whole thing was the Hound was kind of looking after her and training her and stuff.
Yeah, but then you've got, what's Brienne going to do?
Who?
Brienne Tarth. Her whole thing was finding Arya.
Yeah, I suppose.
So it's what's she going to do? She's going to carry on and find Sansa and be like, you'll do.
Yeah.
That was some fight, though.
That was good, I
did thoroughly enjoy that fight. But it was one of those ones that I sat there watching it I couldn't root for anyone, because I love the Hound and I love Brienne. I didn't want either of them to lose, but I didn't want either of them to win something.
I was kind of leading more towards her, just because I think she's a really good character. I mean, I like the Hound in that, but I think she's a really good character.
I think she is a good character, but I want to see her come back to Jamie, because I think that whole thing with those two was just really interesting, because she's clearly in love with him, but he was kind of coming round. I thought he quite liked her, but I mean, you got a sister like Cersei, he's just gonna bang her, aren't you? Jesus, simple as.
I might be after the Game of Thrones talk there. So, looking Leia.
I was looking through pictures on the laptop the other day. What do they call them? Memes or memes or memes? No, the pictures with the thing at the bottom. It was one of those ones that was like a picture of Luke and Leia looking at each other, and it was like ignorance is bliss.